Being very intentional with creating multiple touch points is critical. All of your marketing efforts should be working together like a machine. And the job of marketing is either to attract new people, build the trust with those people and the relationship, and then convert them to the sale. Your job is to create an experience within your marketing that creates the utmost belief that you can solve that problem. There is so much opportunity and so much potential for success. You do have to evolve your business. You can't be operating like it's 2019 anymore. You just can't. Embodied CEOs don't chase trends. They pave the way. They lead from within, moved by purpose, unshaken by noise. When you are the source, you do not need permission. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Kicking off March, I literally said the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, we're almost to the end of Q1. Time just goes so insanely fast. And I know everybody says that and everybody feels that way. And it is what it is. But it has been a great start to the year. I'm feeling very grateful, very excited. I think for a lot of people, 2026 is going to be amazing and also a wild ride. We're in, for sure, some crazy times. I mean, from what's happening in the world to AI, the pace at which things are changing are crazy. I'm starting to dive into claw code, which is insane. I have someone here locally helping me. So if you know, you know. I had to get a MacBook Mini or a Mac Mini. It's not even a computer. It's like a computer hard drive, basically. I don't know the terms, but because you have to have a wipe device to download this thing. And but I mean, it's the future. The future is that we will have like this AI assistant that is fully functioning and capable as a person running things for us. And it's wild. And I don't know exactly how I feel about it, except for like, this is the time that we're alive in. And so you gotta leverage it if you want to stay relevant and you want to continue your impact. And there's just so much opportunity for creative ways to leverage it. I think probably my biggest concern is like my kids. Like, what is life going to be like when my kids are adults? You know, and what's even going to be a valuable skill for them to contribute. But I keep coming back to, we chose to come into this life in this time, and so do my kids. And so there's a purpose. As woo as that sounds, that's what keeps me like, okay, you don't have to have all this figured out or have control over this, or you don't have control over it, right? So just be the best human you can be, focus on your impact, focus on what you can control, and let everything else play out. In today's episode, I want to dive into some marketing strategies. Actually, this will be a heavy marketing strategic episode for you, and just share some things that are working right now in my business and also for some clients. So you can take or leave these strategies depending on your business. You know, some will make sense, some won't. But we are having an incredible growth month. Like, I really truly feel like I unlocked something massive in my business to be able to scale. A big part of it is the shift that we made to our offers was like the key to the next level, like so easily, just so easily, which is we pivoted, or not pivoted, we evolved our offers from a program with coaching to full-on implementation and done for you being the only ways that we help businesses at 3 different levels. And the response has just been awesome, and the results have been awesome. Like, we can move so much faster for people because it's in our hands, and our team is just like such a well-oiled machine to create these assets and actually deliver this. So that's been really fun. So with that said, here's a few strategies that I have been implementing, and also a couple of our clients, actually several of our clients, and I've actually given them like enough time to see through the strategy to know for sure it's really working. So the first one is this omnipresent ad strategy that we have been implementing in several client accounts, which is very similar to what I teach, which is visibility, lead gen, sales ads, and layering your ads at 3 different levels. it's just kind of taking it to the next level. So I'm actually going to do a workshop just on this strategy in detail. I'm going to give you the high level here. I'm going to do a workshop on this strategy this month in the Obsessed membership. So if you're not in there, you can go to embodiedmarketing.com/obsessed. It's $7 a month. And I teach a workshop there every month. I did a poll last month of what people wanted, and they wanted this as the workshop. So I'm going to teach that workshop in detail, like show you the ads and stuff. But essentially, instead of just visibility ads, we basically do more visibility ads, but very specific. So like 3 to 5 very specific angles for visibility ads that are content, but then we actually drive that content to either a blog or a podcast page. So we drive it from a video to more content. And then we have levels. So like if somebody sees one ad, then we show them the next ad. And there's some technical pieces to this, which I'll teach deeper in the workshop, but it basically is this customer experience that you're creating with ads. And so the first layer is still what I teach, visibility, where it is content. The goal is to get attention, it's to get eyes, it's to grow the audience in a very scaled way. It's using content with a small percentage, 5 to 10% max of your monthly budget. So still not a large amount of that. But the taking it to the next level is, number one, we actually strategize what those videos should be based on where we want to send people down the pipeline for the funnel. So what you would do is you'd start with your offer that you want to send someone to. And then you would think about, okay, what's the, lead gen that we're going to send someone to? If you know or not, you got to strategize that. And then you think about what are the angles that are like all in alignment with that customer journey. So what are the things that we want to get people to realize? What are the statements? What are the beliefs? What are the like convicted messages that we want people to realize as we send them down the funnel? And so then we come up with the 3 to 5 videos. We pair those with either blogs or podcasts. And I'll tell you, when my team started testing this, I was like, really, blogs? Like, are we sure? But I think it's the process of having like a short video on social media and then having that go to a page with more content. And I do think to an extent, people who are interested in something, long form content is making a comeback. Like people, when they want to dive deeper on something, are willing to spend more than that like few second attention span that they have. And it also just creates deeper nurturing. Because the idea is we're then sending them to the next thing, to the next thing. So we have a current client right now who's actually, I can't name them, a big name in this space though, with a very big event. And we're actually using this funnel to go the omnipresent ads, the visibility ads, but using blogs, because they actually have a lot of blogs. So we're doing video to blogs, very specific topics, very specific customer journey to lead them to the next thing. And then they have an event, a large event, and we are sending traffic from the people. Sorry, there's a lead gen in the middle as well. So then there's a lead gen. We go the visibility ads to a lead gen, and then from there to their event. And I do think we do some direct event ads to just the people who have consumed the content, like really recently. And they are seeing an 11x return on ad spend, sometimes more, some months, on event ticket sales, which is really hard to do. Like event ticket sales are some of the hardest marketing to have successful, because it's such a game, because people wait until the last minute to buy. They have to see it multiple times. You have to fight against the fact that people have to get flights and all those things. So event sales are pretty challenging, but this strategy is warming people up enough. And then by the time they see the ads, we have some urgency on getting the ticket sales. It's working incredibly. So we have started to implement this. Again, it's like a next level to visibility ads. It's just getting even more specific with what the topics of the visibility ads are, but also sending that to a piece of content. So if the client has a podcast, we use the podcast. If they have a blog, we use the blog. If not, we kind of create a page with just a little bit more content so that people can go from the video visibility ad to a deeper piece of content. Then that bucket of people who actually see those ads go to the lead gen, and then the lead gen to the sales. We definitely mix in cold traffic to the lead gen because, again, the visibility is only spending 5 to 10% of your monthly budget. So for most businesses, unless you're e-commerce, the big 80% plus majority of the rest of your budget is going to go to lead gen. And then the other small percentage goes to retargeting sales ads. There are some things that my ads team does in terms of like layering the video visibility ads. Like if someone sees this video, now they see this video. So I'm going to teach the details of that in the workshop and actually pull the ads as examples and show that in the workshop. But point being, the process of having the levels of ads from visibility to lead gen to sales works incredibly. And this is something that you could do to potentially take it to the next level, is get very intentional with what that content is. And how you would do that is you would ask yourself, what are the things that somebody needs to hear or understand or have it click in their brain or feel a desire for or connect to their problem in order to want the next things in your customer journey? Like, what are the angles? What are the call outs? What are the pain, frustration, desire that is the most highlighted that you would want to call out to get someone interested in the next thing? So we're building this out for my own live event because I saw this other, client that's crushing it for the live event. I'm like, obviously we need to do this. So I looked at, for example, Embodied Marketing Live. And I looked at, okay, what are the things, what are the angles that I want someone to think about, connect with, and connect, me with if and when they're considering Embodied Marketing Live? Like, what are the things that I could say before? Because that's a very specific offer that's different than our other offers, the live event. So I thought about, building out your marketing strategy and the messaging work that we do, getting out of the day-to-day of your business and how that's so important. And those different angles we created, I can't remember the exact topics that I have. We paired it with some podcasts that I have, and then those become our front end visibility ads. And then we go to lead gen and then the live event. And we're also going to do direct event retargeting. So that's the first strategy. If you're running visibility ads, it's kind of how can you take them to the next level? This is something we're implementing with a lot of clients, especially clients who are ready for this. I think in the very beginning, like just getting a visibility ad live is a great accomplishment. And then once you have that live for a bit and you've got your customer journey and you're able to increase your ad spend, like this is kind of the next level. What this also means though, in terms of what is working with marketing and the fact that there's an 11x return on ad spend to this campaign running to their live event, is that being very intentional with creating multiple touch points is critical, is the game. And I've been saying omnipresent strategy or marketing ecosystem for a really long time because that is the only way to do things today. You cannot have a fragmented funnel and customer journey that's like sits over here and everything else is kind of fragmented and pieced together over here. All of your marketing efforts, like that is one of the number one things that if you could focus on, you should focus on, is all of your marketing efforts should be working together like a machine. And the job of marketing is either to attract new people, build the trust with those people and the relationship, and then convert them to the sale. But the converting them to the sale becomes really easy when the other things are happening. You need the consistent new audience, the consistent new leads, and then you need the experience that's going to build the trust and the belief in that audience and in those leads and bring them to an irresistible offer. And so from your paid to your organic to your email marketing to your funnels, like it all has to be working together because people don't just go through one experience and then decide to buy, or very few people do. Some do, but very few people actually do that. So that's the first strategy. Second strategy is one that I started implementing actually based off of inspiration from the mastermind I'm in. And it is not a new strategy. So this is kind of a funny one because it is not a new strategy. I used to do this like 8 years ago. I used to do this. And we since have had probably about 4 or 5 clients start implementing it. And it is working so well. and that is a weekly live webinar. And it's funny because I used to do this and I had a whole system that was like so dialed in for this, where you keep the ads running. So you're never turning the ads off. So it's kind of like an evergreen campaign because the ads are always running, and you just switch the date and the time of the next webinar on the page before that webinar happens. And then you're running ads. So really it's a lot of new traffic going to this webinar. It's not the same as like the quarterly live launches that I do, because those I invite my whole list. Those I'm inviting everybody to sign up, the whole audience. And you can't do that every week. You would totally burn people out. You can't even do that every month with the same topic. It's the same exact webinar every single week. And it's pretty much all new traffic. So I know that people are going to take longer to convert in this, but I also know that my best shot for converting someone is me live. But I can't do that to my whole list again every week. So I went back to, let's just try weekly webinars, same topic, keep the ads on, change the date and time, and master this funnel and perfect it. And it's basically like an evergreen funnel. It's an evergreen funnel that's converting. And then my plan is I'm still going to do a quarterly big challenge for the whole audience. But how we built the funnel, I'm giving you guys all, like I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm giving you all my insider secrets. So you can literally go implement this, or you can just hire us to do it. So how we built the funnel is that there's no replay in the webinar. And so that increases show up rate. And then the people who don't show up to that week's training, out of the registrants, we email and say, hey, there's no replay, but I'm doing it again next week. So what that does is brings in the leads, and then if needed, somebody can go to multiple trainings, because I suspect that we're going to see that our sales are people that have signed up for multiple trainings. I think that once somebody gets to my webinar, you can be cold traffic and honestly decide to buy, because combined with that is our offers that are so good. Like we have nailed our offers. And I also think people underestimate how important the offer is in the marketing success. Like you can have the best strategy in the world and it still not be successful if you have an offer that's not irresistible, like especially today. And so by changing our offers to implementation and having this brilliant idea that I had and wish I had earlier, it's just made our offers that much better for the price that we're charging, where we do it for you. So that helps. But I just did the 4th webinar. So 4 weeks already. It goes so fast. And we've got the system so dialed that all I have to do is I just show up. I teach. It's 90 minutes. Like no big deal. And so for me, it's no big deal. For clients and for others considering doing this, I love the idea, because what it does is forces you to perfect your webinar, because you're doing it every week and you're doing it live every week. So after every time you do the webinar, you can be like, okay, that was a spot I want to fix. I'm going to shift this. I'm going to change this. It just allows for like that faster optimization. Whereas a lot of times when you do a big live launch, it's like you do the live launch and then you wait 3 months and you do it again. And so you're tweaking it, but it's not as fast, the optimization. And like I said, this is not a new strategy. So Russell Brunson used to teach this strategy. You know, he was very much the king of webinars and had the perfect webinar. I am not doing the perfect webinar format. I do not think that works anymore. I have kind of this whole hybrid format that I do with webinars that I've just developed over the years. I teach it to anyone who joins our Scale program, and our clients get access to that. But weekly live webinars are not a new strategy. I did not come up with this strategy. However, I am saying they are working right now. And we're getting people to show up. I have an insane conversion on the webinar. I don't even think I want to share it. It's so good. Because I don't want to set an expectation for you. Like, it is so beyond average that the last 2 weeks we've done it and hit the same conversion. And I'm just like, the first time I thought it was a fluke. I was like, there's just no way that we hit that number. Like, that's so crazy. And then I did it again. So it's converting, and it's actually converting coldish traffic, which is crazy. Like, no, they are cold, and it's converting them. If I can get them on the webinar, it converts them. And then everybody who doesn't come to the webinar gets invites to the next webinar. And then I'm still going to do the quarterly live launches. So it's basically an evergreen strategy, but allowing you to do it live so that you have that higher conversion. Because live always converts higher. I have very few clients actually seeing success with an evergreen webinar right now, is the truth. It's just really hard to get people to watch it, engage with it, actually, I don't know. It's like you would think that an evergreen webinar, you can watch it right away, instant gratification, but the conversion is just so much lower. And so doing it live, you've got the consistency. So now we have this consistency every week with the calls that we're booking, and it's live. So the conversion is really good. So that is a strategy that I really love, and I also love it. I don't know why I stopped doing it. I don't actually know why I stopped doing it, because I used to do this like 8 years ago, and it worked. I think that I started doing bigger live launches, and then I was like, oh, well, these are more fun because I get like thousands of people signing up for them. And I could get that with the webinar, but right now I'm not spending enough on ads to get thousands every week signing up for it. I'd have to scale the budget, which I will. But right now it's insanely profitable. So I love this also. What I was saying is, for somebody who hasn't perfected their webinar, this is like a boot camp. Like, you get in the reps, because just like with creating content, how you get better at a webinar is doing a bunch of webinars. I mean, I have probably done at least 50 webinars, at least. And I mean, maybe 100. Like, I don't know. Because I've done a monthly forever. Yeah, I've probably done closer to 100, because I've done a monthly. I did them weekly for a while. Now I'm doing them weekly again. And as the CEO, like, a lot of people are very against live, but you can get this to the point where it's like, it's easy. You could do it in your sleep. Like, you show up, you teach the same thing, you run the play again, and you just keep getting better. You put in the reps and you get better at that presenting, because a good webinar is a piece of art. It is an experience. It is an incredible way to connect with an audience. And the energy is just so incredible when you do it well. But it can take practice, and some people get it faster than others. So I like this for some of our clients because it will push them to perfect it, and it will allow for faster optimization. So we started implementing this again. I think the big key is that the back end of the funnel allows for enough nurturing, because you will have a big percentage of leads who don't buy. So what is happening with those leads? How are you bringing them back to the webinar? How are you bringing them back to a different experience? How are you nurturing them? How are you bringing them to your offer again with a reason to buy it? That's going to be the key, because a large percentage of the audience is going to fit into that bucket. So those are two strategies that are absolutely crushing it. And I would say that paired with a very good offer. And I have probably helped 4 or 5 businesses between my mastermind and clients overhaul their offer in the last month, doing kind of going this direction of implementation over information. And every single time it is just crushing it. I think we're in this window where if you do it, you're going to stand out, because everybody's still trying to kind of force the digital products and the coaching and the information side. And if you make this pivot now, it's a huge opportunity, and then people will catch up, and then it won't be as good. But I feel really grateful, because I'm so set up for this. I have an entire delivery team. Like, having it done for you is our bread and butter. It always has been. It is like what we do. And so we just pivoted our products to be all implementation, and it's crushing. So these strategies paired with an irresistible offer is key, because the reality is, I don't care what people say about the economy, about AI, about standing out, all these things. People want to solve their problems. Your audience, your leads, they have a problem and they want to solve it. So your job is to create an experience within your marketing that creates the utmost belief that you can solve that problem, and then present your offer that reinforces that and is like such a no-brainer. And it's like, I need that because I want to solve my problem. Even when people have the objection of money, I'm like, yes, people maybe don't have as much money to spend right now, but if they want it bad enough, they will buy it. Right? Like, if someone wants to solve their problem enough and believes fully that your solution will do that, they will buy your offer. I don't care what people say about the economy, saturation, whatever. I am seeing between my business and other businesses some of the biggest months. So don't buy into that BS narrative. Like, there is so much opportunity and so much potential for success. You do have to evolve your business. You can't be operating like it's 2019 anymore. You just can't. Like, it's an old model. Selling information, having, this fragmented funnel just kind of work over here for you and bring leads in and be automated, not having the ecosystem, not having the omnipresent strategy, not showing up live, not doing those things, it's not going to work. But if you're willing to do those things and evolve your offer and evolve your strategy and build the system, you can be wildly successful. It always comes down to the system. It always comes down to how you're implementing it, when you're implementing it, getting all the pieces in place, and then it's successful. All right, everybody. Hopefully you got some golden nuggets out of this episode. Very marketing focused episode. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.